cluster. Last 2.5 years, we have been doing a lot of initiatives with, in collaboration with T. We also have signed an MOU with T and CI, Confederation of Tea Industries, to promote and help the MSMEs of Tiruppur towards sustainability. So, in the particular project, further last year energy சம்பந்தமா நிறைய work பண்ணிருக்கோம். Water conservation ல நம்ம இண்டஸ்ட்ரியில என்னென்னலாம் பண்ண முடியும் அப்படிங்கிற சம்பந்தப்பட்ட ப்ராஜெக்ட் தான் இந்த வருஷத்துல ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணுவோம். So having said that, I request Mr. J. Kumar to give a remarks.
The processing of man-made fiber in Tiruppur is little bit costlier. You are doing research, and many R&D programs are going through our Untitled Incubation Center, where this Untitled Incubation Center is specially made by Tiruppur Textile Association to find the way how to bring the more number of new concepts into the business in technical textile, medical textile, and various other textile related products, how we can develop this and how we can market the product and reach those markets. Because Tiruppur is doing only the cotton garment and basics to the world countries, where you want to diversity from there. So all those researches are being taken care by our Untitled Incubation Center, and we have started progressing past 1 year, and many new projects are coming up, and we are trying to bring in new concepts to reduce the cost and be competitive enough to compete with other countries. Now Bangladesh and Vietnam is our competitor, where they are getting more orders and having more market stake. As Tiruppur is having only 1.5% stake of whole garment market, whole of India is having 3% market share. Vietnam is having around 9 to 10%, and Bangladesh is having 15% of market share. This is due to the efficiency in tax. All these put together, they are able to grow faster, and India is being stagnant. To reach this, we made the project, and we identified that where we are all having lagging, and we started our work towards making skilling for laborers, because our labor efficiency was very less. 2 years before, when we made study, the average efficiency of our labor was at 40% level, whereas our competitors are at 80 to 90% efficiency level. So we started skilling program. Now around 25,000 people, the industry has been given new skill program, where the efficiency level has reached to 60% average in those companies where skilling is done. Now we are extensively planning for the whole of Tiruppur to train every labor who are not working, to give them input and improve their skill level and raise our efficiency level, so that our cost comes down. So this way we have to be competitive enough to survive. So we are planning many ways and avenues to make Tiruppur competitive and survive in future. So one is water conservation. Towards this today the presentations and the new speakers have come here. We welcome all, and thank you for CA for organizing such programs and helping people to develop and reach its target of 1 lakh crore coming years. And I thank Mr. Raman for organizing this program, and I thanks for the opportunity given. Thank you.
Good evening everyone, my name is Sanket from Stewardship, India, and before I get into discussing this work and Noyyal Bhavani river conservation work that we are doing, I want to talk about WWF. So we are an international environmental organization. We have been working in India for almost 50 years now. In fact, this end of this year will be completing 15 years. And in this particular, in Tamil Nadu, we have been working for almost 20-30 years, especially on the wildlife issues like tigers, elephants, forest issues and things like that. And about 2-3 years ago, we started our work also on river conservation in the Western Ghats, especially Tamil Nadu region. And the idea is we want to conserve rivers. We want to conserve rivers not just for the nature, but also they are important for the people. They supply water to us. The water security and water requirement that we have in the future and we have today are being fulfilled by our rivers. So we need to protect them. And one of the couple of basins that we have been working on is Noyyal and Bhavani. And we have support from organizations like PVH for this particular program. So PVH of course will be talking after me later on. So I'll just brief you about what all work we are doing in Noyyal Bhavani basin and how this work with Tiruppur cluster and fits into conservation of these rivers, which is the big picture. So I wanted to show you what all different type of work that we are doing in Noyyal and Bhavani program. So of course, Bhavani and Noyyal system, we want to see a healthier Noyyal and Bhavani system for people as well as for nature. These are the two sub-basins or tributary rivers of Kaveri, which are critical for water security in the region. By water security, we mean for the future, for visible future, we should have enough water for our industries, for our people as well as for the nature. Both these rivers originate in water catchments of Western Ghats. So Western Ghats and Nilgiris is where both Noyyal and Bhavani originated. It of course harbors a lot of very unique wildlife like elephants, otters that you can see here. And apart from this rivers also enable a lot of agriculture that happens in the region, and also the economy, industrial economy downstream of Coimbatore, Tiruppur. Cities like Erode also depend upon the Bhavani river for their water supply. And apart from that, almost 50% of all the hydropower generated in Tamil Nadu are generated in Noyyal and Bhavani basin. So also from the electricity energy security point of view, these rivers are very important. And of course, second largest city in Tamil Nadu and the biggest textile cluster in probably India, Tiruppur, are dependent on these rivers for water. So very important river systems, and both because of its importance to people and wildlife, WWF decided that they want to work on conserving these rivers. Some of the key issues, so just to give you so yellow border is the Noyyal River basin and the orange border is the Bhavani River basin. And you can see a lot of upstream areas are the forest areas. So these forests are actually providing us water. These are the main catchment areas. And as these forest areas start getting converted into, scrub forests or grasslands or open forests, or are cut down for plantations like tea coffee plantations, or cut down for urbanization in this area, our water level will also keep going down. So one of the work that we want to do here is to look at how we can conserve this particular patches of forest so that the water in these two rivers are ensured. So major issues for this basin are, of course, it's highly urbanized basin. Almost 84 urban settlements are there, different 84 towns are there in this basin, and which has led to degradation. So especially in Noyyal, you can already see the green patches are degrading and it's built up. There is a lot of urbanization that is happening. Groundwater is highly overexploited. For example, Tiruppur is exploited groundwater block. So we are running out of groundwater. Almost 76% of blocks in both these river basins are critical or semi-critical or exploited. And also wetlands, which are lakes in different cities, are also getting degraded, which means the groundwater recharge is also slowly coming down. And of course, why Noyyal and Bhavani are interlinked is both Tiruppur and Coimbatore water supply actually comes from Bhavani river. So that means as Noyyal river keeps getting drier and drier, more and more water will come out of Bhavani. And if the forest upstream in the Bhavani gets degraded, then the water problems in Tiruppur and Coimbatore would also get much more prominent. And of course, there is also issue of urban and industrial pollution. Almost 1/3 of Coimbator's domestic sewage goes directly in the Noyyal river. Similarly, in Tiruppur, I think almost 50% is directly going into the river. Similarly, in towns like Uti, Kunnur, there is urban pollution. And then there are Tiruppur, Erode and Coimbatore where there is also some amount of industrial pollution as well. And Tiruppur industry is not, has been affected because of the pollution issues and port interventions and all of that in the past. So it's also in interest of industry to think of water more holistically and make sure that Noyyal and Bhavani basin water is available for the future, not just to the industry but also to the people in this area. So how are trying to tackle this issue. Of course, our vision is to have Noyyal and Bhavani as healthy river ecosystems that ensure water security. So first we want to establish the interactions and understand trade-offs, so water is shared between everyone. So we want to do research to understand how much water who consumes, where there are issues, where there are problems, where water is over-allocated and is over-exploited. So basically in year 1 by 2019 we are going to do research to understand the problems and come up with the solution. In 2 years after that, by 2022, we have demonstration pilots showing what the good water management looks like in different parts of the basin. So one of the part is of course Tiruppur industry, but there are other parts where we'll be showing what the good water management looks like. And the third one is how do we take these good practices developed here and through government policy, through other stakeholders, sectoral policies, national and regional policies, how do we replicate, scale up the models and best practices that are created here. And that is by 2025 you will have really good policy outcomes as well. So we want to work with government on doing more of good practices work that is developed in India. So these are the different zones because Noyyal and Bhavani basins are very big basins. We decided to divide them into zones based on what are the sectors that exist in each of these zones. So for example, Upper Noyyal is mostly the forest communities, flows with the river and the forest. Similarly, Upper Bhavani is mostly hydropower, forest, invasive species, biodiversity. So here in Upper Bhavani and Upper Noyyal, we are doing the work of forest restoration so that more flows can be brought to Noyyal River and Bhavani River. So for example, in Upper Bhavani, a lot of forest areas is affected by invasive species, exotic species like wattle, scotchbrook. So when we did research of how much water these invasive species consume, they consume as much as 5 times water compared to what the local vegetation is. So if we restore the local vegetation in Upper Bhavani, actually Bhavani River in this area can have 5 times more water than it does right now. So by forest restoration we can bring back more water. In Upper Noyyal also, with forest communities we are doing forest restoration, spring shed rejuvenation. We are working with Tiruppur here, if you have heard of Tiruppur NGO, which works in Coimbatore. So with them we are doing work here on restoration of spring shed and restoration of some of the streams that come from the forest and eventually contribute to the Noyyal River. In Noyyal River, we also want to look at hydropower and how much water hydropower takes away from the river and how do we manage that better because Noyyal River actually passes through 3 tiger reserves and a lot of wildlife depends upon the water in the Noyyal River and if we keep a lot of water in these hydropower dams, at least Noyyal River will run dry. And also there is Bhavani Sagar which has a lot of agricultural area which is being irrigated by Bhavani Sagar. So as Noyyal River becomes dry because of water diversions, the entire area might become dry. So we want to look at how do we ensure there are enough flows in the Noyyal River to take care of all the needs. And then in each of these zones we are doing different kind of work. And Middle Noyyal zone is where the Coimbatore and Tiruppur cities are. And where there is, again, main issue is around the urban textile water management, there are wetlands and lakes, and there is also agriculture. So in this zone, we are doing the work around rejuvenation of wetlands. So we want to do, take Sudur as one of the example, and around Tiruppur, we are thinking of taking Pulipalayam as wetland for conservation. So Salim Ali Center, SACON, which is in Anaikatti, it's another research organization. They will be helping us develop conservation plans for these 2 lakes, Sudur Lake and Pulipalayam Lake. And we will be doing restoration of those lakes to see how we can do better groundwater recharge, how we can manage the water better and bring back some of the water which is being overexploited. And then also with Tiruppur industry, and which Raman will talk about much more after me. In Tiruppur, we want to do best water management practices to show what the good textile water management looks like. So that in rest of the basin, in York cluster, in Karur cluster, in other clusters in the basin, we can also replicate those best practices developed in Tiruppur. So So that's the overall plan. So we are doing forest restoration, we are doing spring shed rejuvenation, we are working with hydropower to get more flows in the river, and we will also be working on agriculture in Middle Bhavani zone on one of the tributaries called Padai Pallam, where we will be doing agriculture best management practices like micro irrigation and drip irrigation and also organic farming practices to bring back good quality water to the river. So agriculture consumes most of the water in this basin. Almost 80% of all water in this zone is actually used for agriculture. So if we do good agriculture efficiency practices and show best management practices in agriculture, we can bring back a lot of water to the river in this area. So we'll also be working with agriculture. There we are working with Tamil Nadu Agriculture University to look at the best agriculture water management practices. And there is a tributary called Padai Pallam where we'll be doing rejuvenation work. So there are, as I said, there are different technical partners. So there is the E3 Ashoka Trust, which is based out of Bangalore. They will be doing a lot of hydrology and ecology work. Farhat Contractor is one of the consultants working with Tiruppur on on-ground implementation of forest restoration. There is SACON, which is working with us on wetland management, Tamil Nadu Agriculture University on agricultural practices. There is INRM based out of Delhi, which is also working on hydrology. And there is a company called GeoWell, which is working on groundwater with us. So they will be doing research on how wetlands or lakes recharge the groundwater and how groundwater is getting degraded and what we can do to replenish the groundwater. Of course, Abhirabhya would be overall project manager for the entire project. So we'll sort of coordinate with all the partners and everyone. And one of the technical partners is of course CI and BRNC now, but especially the textile group. So I need to add that partner here. And we have 3 funders right now. So PBH who are present here, they are funding and supporting this work. IKEA is also funding and supporting this work. And HSBC is also funding and supporting this work. So they will be supporting us, working with all of us on some of these projects, part of this project. So just to give you an example, this is Narsipuram catchment, which is in Upper Noyyal. So if you know where Isha Yoga Center is, that is the Narsipuram catchment. And you can see some part of this catchment. Actually, the projector is not showing the colors properly. But some part of this catchment is in forest area, and there are hamlets in that area. So we are working with communities in those villages to rejuvenate this particular river, which eventually feeds into the Noyyal River. Similarly, there is also another Madhavarayapuram catchment, which is close to Karunya University, where we will also be working with Forest Department, with Tiruppur and Farhat Contractor on rejuvenating. So both these catchments supply most water to Noyyal River right now. So if we are able to, so we'll also calculate how much water they contribute when we do our research. But if we can increase the amount of water going from these catchments into the river, we can bring back a lot of water to Noyyal River basin. So I just wanted to give you an example. And in Middle Bhavani, what we are doing is we already know how much water each of the tributaries is contributing. You can see. So this Kunda River brings almost 20% water to Bhavan, 21% water. Then there is Siruvani, which brings about 11% water. There are other rivers which are bringing a lot of water. And the Padai Pallam is the catchment where we are working in this 13% of water. So you can see already because of agriculture, this area has become a little degraded. So just wanted to highlight the work we are doing on agriculture in this 13%. So you can see a lot of agriculture happens in this area and watershed is degraded. So we are hoping that by doing the pilot work that we are doing with partners, we will be able to bring more water back to the river. And so rivers when they are flooded and flowing well, they actually contribute to the groundwater recharge. And when the rivers are actually declining, the groundwater contributes to the river and the river keeps flowing. So we have also done study of which of the tributaries are actually contributing to groundwater and which are the tributaries that are being contributed by groundwater, so that we know how do we manage the groundwater better. And we have also done research on fissures in the ground. So when you do check dams, a lot of times check dams are done anywhere, where people feel that, water is available, let's build check dam. But what we have done is we have done the groundwater mapping to know that wherever the rock has fissures. So if we do groundwater recharge there, actually the groundwater is getting recharged, and because there is a layer of rock below, only at the fissure points actually groundwater gets recharged. And we actually found in this area where we are working, a lot of check dams have been done in rock places. So if we actually put check dams in the right places where groundwater recharge can happen, we can actually have much better groundwater for agriculture in this area. So just wanted to give you, sense of kind of work we are doing in different areas. And similarly, we are also focusing on the textile supply chain in Tiruppur cluster. So of course, we want to do clean technology, especially on water management, best management practices pilots, which Raman will talk to you about. We also want to improve the policy environment, so we want to talk to Tamil Nadu department, and we would like to work with TE on this and Dyers Association on this. And which are the policies of government which can help industry to move towards better water management practices. If there are any schemes for technology upgrade which we can look at and include sustainability practices within that, and also improve the access to finance, like whether there can be schemes of BP or other banks which can actually help industries improve their water management practices. Of course, after we do pilots and once we get the results, we'll also be doing capacity building in other clusters as well as in other industries. And of course, we also want to bring in brands like TVH, IKEA, others to support our work, and also start thinking about how they can also help their suppliers become better in water management and what kind of support they can also give. So that's the kind of work we are actually planning in Tiruppur. But I just wanted to give broad sense, but Raman will talk about in detail what we are going to do specifically. So thank you. I hand over to Raman to take you through what we are planning to do.
Doing business for the past more than 15, 20, 30 years, but we still lack kind of technical know-how on various things. So what we figured out, we need to have a lot of strategic engagement with various stakeholders. That's what we figured out in 2000, I think, a couple of years back. So we approached CII, GBC. They are a pioneer in sustainable, especially on energy and cleaner production things, green buildings. So we approached them and we proposed the idea of signing an MOU with T. We signed an MOU on 2018 February, where our past chairman, Mr. Venkatesh, he helped us a lot to figure out what kind of strategy we should adapt in order to help the companies in MSME, especially from Tiruppur, towards sustainable initiatives. So we have a vision. Let's say, just imagine 100 companies from Tiruppur, okay, signing a self-commitment, putting up a target, okay, by year 2020 or 2021, we will be reducing our water consumption to this percent, from this percent to this percent. We will be reducing our energy consumption for the production of our product to this percent. We will be reducing our waste to this percent. Just imagine if 100 companies come forward from the cluster to commit such a higher level self-commitment. That was the larger vision of this MOU, where we will be helping more than 100 companies to commit for this self targets, I would say. This practice have been already adapted and very successfully implemented by the cement sector, where they GBC have done enormous work. Also on the aluminium sector. So they call this program as the Aluminium Stewardship Initiative. So while discussing with the GBC head, so I was proposing them, if aluminium sector can have such a stewardship program, so why not textile? It was the initial discussion we had, and we were able to do this MOU, and we have also made some progress on this. So we have Mr. Akshay, who is part of that MOU draft initiative. And if Akshay wants to share something, you can explain. we have a framework of developing a voluntary green code for low carbon growth of Tiruppur cluster. So we have categorically put 4 areas, that is energy efficiency, renewable energy, material and waste management, and water management. So by combining all these 4 areas, we wanted to create an exclusive green code for the Tiruppur exporters and Tiruppur manufacturers. So just to enhance the green image, it's not just a green image, it's just to promote themselves as a sustainable manufacturers and improve competitiveness. So one of our very first initiative what we did was enhancing energy efficiency at MSME project. So it was supported by World Bank, GEF and SIDBI, implemented by CII, GBC and VRS. So the objective of the project is to help and identify and help the around 70 MSMEs of this Tiruppur cluster to work towards energy efficiency, greener production and lean manufacturing. So not only visiting their factory and helping them on identifying the opportunities, under the program we also engage vendors and we also help the companies to get finance through SIDBI. So under our first initiative, we have done almost 5 information dissemination workshops across various clusters in Tamil Nadu. We have reached to more than 5,000 MSMEs. We have engaged around 12 local associations, not only in Tiruppur, also in Erode, Iruthurai, Palladam, and then Ranipet, Pondicherry, across Tamil Nadu. We have reached out 200 plus MSME through direct meetings and we also approached them through telecall and all. So we have completed 72 units, out of which all the 72 units are from Tiruppur, Coimbatore, Chennai and Erode and Ranipet. So where close to 42 companies are from Tiruppur industrial cluster. So out of the 72 companies, we have engaged around 30 units have been engaged for vendor for the implementation support. We have done audit. We also engage them for the vendor support. Yeah, please. Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like out of 72, around 5 are from tannery, where 1 company is a tannery and 4 companies are shoe manufacturers. And 1 company is a pharmaceutical company, and 1 company is a rubber lining company. So where big acid vessels, they do the rubber lining. And yeah, 2 are from injection molding companies, automobile component manufacturers. So that's why I mentioned out of 72, 42 are from Tiruppur clusters. Yeah. We identified around 1,828 projects. So it means like 1,828 energy saving opportunities across all the 72 companies. Out of which around 218 projects have been completed by the companies. So the overall monetary annual savings we identified was about 4,242 lakhs. In which 108 lakhs have been already implemented, the benefits have been harvested by the company. So we have also estimated the investment, which is about 3,815 lakhs. And out of all our opportunities identified, the annual CO2 emissions, carbon dioxide emissions, it was calculated as 24,956 tons of CO2 can be captured. It's an only area. And we also identified there is a greater potential for companies to make it sustainable. Because so when we do audit, it's a matter of 2 days or 3 days or 4 days. We go to the factory, we work with them, we identify opportunities, and we give them a training, handholding exercise. So once we leave the factory, and what will happen for the team? how are they going to take the things forward, whatever we have trained or whatever we have shared. So we have also started proposing them a model of, all the initiatives have to be clubbed with the kind of certification initiative. So where we came across this certification called Green Core Rating System, which is promoted by CII GBC, where we have around more than 8 parameters, different things like energy efficiency, water conservation, renewable energy, GST reduction, waste management, material conservation, green supply chain, and various other innovations and initiatives. So we also started proposing the companies that why don't you think towards this certification? You have several certifications in your factory, you have got so many certifications. Why don't you give a thought about Green Core? So out of 72 companies, I think around close to 5 companies came forward and they also applied for Green Core. I think 2 of them got certified and one is yet to be. Actually, you want to say something on the Green Core? And then next time we'll be talking about it.
Just add on to what Rahul said. What Mr. Rahul said. The idea of Green Code that has been discussed. If you look at Green Code, for example, which is again a certification, it primarily evolved from the concept of a simple commitment form. So in 2010, all the industry leaders from Tata Group, Godrej, and all the big guys came together and said it was a part of a USAID project at that time. And they committed, each one of them, in front of capacity crowd, saying that we as a group will reduce our energy by 10%. We as a group will work and reduce our water consumption by 2%. And then this commitment, which they worked on and they improved, turned into Green Code. So Green Code is an evolution of this code, which is exactly what we are also proposing for the remote cluster. Our intention is that although we have these novel initiatives, like we have one by WWF, we have the World Bank coming in and doing energy audits and doing audits, they might come as an intervention now and then. But the idea of making it sustainable, what should go for long run, if there is no CII, there is no WWF. The idea is there should be self-driven system, which is something like a Green Code, which we want to, just to give you an idea, maybe it can be on the wall of T, where all the MPs and decision makers come forward and they sign a commitment and say, yes, for this year or the next following 2 years, we commit to reduce our energy consumption by so and so much. Of course, the hand-holding support and the other technical support will be provided, and teams like WWF and organizations like CII will be there to help in that. But that is broadly the idea of this Green Code, which we have approached around one year back, already signed the agreement. And very soon, maybe in another 3 or 4 months, we should be launching this Green Code, and we'll have a separate program for that. Green Code, I think we also have the beneficiaries of Green Code here in the room, which would like to hear from AG and SRG, two big companies who have taken the initiative, maybe to understand what was their feedback on the whole process and why people should go for it. Maybe like it we wanted to hear. But all in all, what we wanted to say was Green Core and FEEM were 1 or 2 such initiatives which will help us. We just covered 17 units. I mean, we know the scale. There are a lot of units that we still need to work with, and I think it's just the beginning of this.
The water conservation part of Green Core, how does it compare to Green Index and how different is Green Core from the Green something like Index?
In fact, so far, whoever asked me this question, I used to answer them like this, because index is being asked by the buyer. Okay? And even we have one such a client who index exercise. So what I have proposed them, in order to address the index parameters, you can consider this Green Core as a preparation. And as a matter of fact, the index addresses all aspects. It talks about some social accountability to till quality and every parameter. So Green Core addresses exclusively on the sustainability part of resource efficiency and all the 4 major areas. At the end of the session, probably I will request representative from KG Fabrics. So yeah, and also we have representative from SRG Fabric. Both can share some insights. In the common, I think better I will talk in private, okay? Because this project also about it. So இது வரைக்கும் நம்ம நிறைய அந்த எனர்ஜி கன்சர்வேஷன், கிளீனர் ப்ரொடக்ஷன், வேஸ்ட் மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் பேசணும். இப்போ இந்த ப்ரோக்ராம் வந்து இண்டஸ்ட்ரியல் வாட்டர் ஸ்டோரேஜ் இந்த திருப்பூர் டெக்ஸ்டைல் கிளஸ்டர் வித் சப்போர்ட் ஃப்ரம் WTF May 2019 இருந்து February 2020 வரைக்கும் இந்த ப்ரோக்ராம் போகுது. ஸோ இந்த ப்ரோக்ராமில் வந்து வில் பி identifying around 30 companies. We will be working with them, we will be helping them to identify opportunities to conserve their water. Main other also we will also identify clean technology opportunities. So அது எப்படி இம்ப்ளிமெண்ட் பண்ணலாம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம். க்ளீன் டெக்னாலஜி அப்படிங்கிறது வாட்டர் கன்சர்வேஷனுக்கு என்னென்ன மாதிரியான டெக்னாலஜிக்கல் இனோவேஷன் நம்ம பண்ண வேண்டியிருக்கும், மெட்டீரியல் கன்சர்வேஷன் என்ன பண்ண வேண்டியிருக்கும், அதே மாதிரி ரிசோர்ஸ் எஃபிஷியன்சி இனிஷியேட்டிவ்ஸ் என்ன பண்ண வேண்டியிருக்கும் அப்படிங்கிறத project framework அப்படின்னு பார்த்தோம்னாக்க we will be doing industry profiling அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம். So for example திருப்பூர்ல வந்து we will be working only with the textile industry. So textile industry ல overall clusterல எவ்வளோ industry இருக்கு, என்னென்ன மாதிரியான industrial segmentல இருக்காங்க அப்படின்னு பார்ப்போம். Then we will do a gap assessment, which is we will be doing it internally. We work with various stakeholders like Dyers Association, Export Association, and municipal water authorities. So you can work on what is the current actual water consumption. So அதுக்கு என்னென்ன மாதிரியான water consumption pattern இருக்கு அப்படிங்கிறத அசஸ் பண்ணுவோம். ஸோ அதில் ஸ்பெசிஃபிக்காக இண்டஸ்ட்ரியல் வாட்டர் கன்சம்ஷன் எவ்வளோ இருக்குது அப்படின்னு பார்த்துப்போம். Then we will also work with the individual companies. So சொன்னீங்கன்னா 30 companies identify பண்ண போகிறோம்னு சொல்லிட்டு அந்த 30 companiesக்கு we will be visiting them, we will be identifying opportunities. அவங்க ஃபேக்ட்ரியில் வாட்டர் சேவ் பண்ணுறதுக்கு என்னென்ன மாதிரியான ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டிஸ் இருக்குது. So இந்த frameworkல பார்த்தீங்கன்னாக்க out of 30 companies, 10% of the companies will be taken up from the spinning sector, because we wanted to cover from spinning to garment manufacturing and water consumption எப்படி இருக்கு அப்படிங்கிறத பார்க்க போகிறோம். ஏன்னா இப்போ நிறையா தடவை சொல்கிறோம், நிறையா பேர் வந்து சொல்கிறாங்க இல்லையா ஒரு டிஷர்ட் மேனுஃபேக்சர் பண்ணுறதுக்கு இத்தனை கேலன்ஸ் ஆஃப் வாட்டர் அப்படின்றாங்க. பட் நம்ம திருப்பூரில் இது வரைக்கும் we do not have any data. நாங்கள் லாஸ்ட் இயர் FEMP வேர்ல்ட் பேங்க் ரிசோர்ஸ் எஃபிஷியன்சி ஆடிட் பண்ணும்போதும் சேம் விஷயத்தை நாங்கள் என்கோர் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். ஸோ ஒரு டிஷர்ட் மேனுஃபேக்சர் பண்ணுறதுக்கு நமக்கு எவ்வளோ எனர்ஜி ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ணுறோம், நம்ம அதே மாதிரி ஒரு கிலோ ஃபேப்ரிக் டைப் பண்ணுறதுக்கு நம்ம எவ்வளோ எனர்ஜி ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ணுறோம். எனர்ஜினாக்க இட் இன்க்ளூட்ஸ் எலக்ட்ரிசிட்டி, இட் இன்க்ளூட்ஸ் கோல் ஆர் ஃபயர்வுட், ஆல்சோ இட் இன்க்ளூட்ஸ் டீசல். ஸோ நம்மகிட்ட எந்த பெஞ்ச் மார்க்குமே இல்லை. அப்போது பெஞ்ச் மார்க் இல்லைங்கும்போது நம்ம எப்படி பிஎஸோட கம்பேர் பண்ணணும். அப்புறம் நம்ம மாப்பிள்ளை ஃபேக்ட்ரியில் கம்பேர் பண்ணிக்கலாம், மச்சான் ஃபேக்ட்ரியில் கம்பேர் பண்ணிக்கலாம். அதுதான் அவங்க பண்ண முடியும். ஒரு இண்டஸ்ட்ரி லெவல் பெஞ்ச் மார்க்கிங்கில் டெவலப் பண்ண முடியும். ஸோ இப்போ நாங்கள் அந்த லாஸ்ட் இயர் ப்ரோக்ராமில் we have done that exercise. We also identified, we have compared what levels the industries are அப்படின்னு. Similar exercise can be done for the entire value chain, spinning leather, garment வரைக்கும் water consumption patterns இருக்கு. ஸோ how it can be benchmark எப்படி செட் பண்ணலாம். இப்போ நார்மலாக என்ன சொல்கிறாங்க, இண்டஸ்ட்ரியல் ப்ராக்டிஸில் per capita water consumption has to be below 45 liters அப்படிங்கிறாங்க, 42 liters அப்படிங்கிறாங்க சில இண்டஸ்ட்ரியல் செக்மெண்ட். ஸோ ஆவரேஜாக திருப்பூரில் வந்து 62 வரைக்கும் போகுது. ஸோ 27 liters இருந்து 62 liters வரைக்கும் போகுது. ஸோ இந்த ரேஞ்சை வந்து we can scientifically quantified பண்ணலாம். இப்போ சொல்கிறது எல்லாமே வெர்பலாக சொல்கிறாங்க, சார் என் ஃபேக்ட்ரியில் எவ்வளோ இருக்குது அப்படின்னு. இந்த சயின்டிஃபிக்காக ஸோ 10% ஸ்பின்னிங் எடுக்கிறோம் அரௌண்ட் 3 companies. டையிங்கில் ஏன்னா மேஜர் அங்கே தான் வாட்டர் கன்சம்ஷன் இருக்கிறதுனால டையிங் அரௌண்ட் மோர் தென் 60%. பிரிண்டிங்கில் சிக்னிஃபிகண்ட் வாட்டர் கன்சம்ஷன் இருக்குது ஃபார் டை கலர் மிக்சிங்காக இருக்கட்டும், வாஷிங் வாஷிங்க்கு ரொம்ப நம்ம யூஸ் பண்ணுறோம். ஸோ அதனால் பிரிண்டிங்கில் ஒரு 10% இருக்கும், ஃபினிஷிங்கில் ஒரு 10%, ஃபினிஷிங் காம்பேக்டிங் அண்ட் அதே மாதிரி கட் அண்ட் சூயிங்கில் வந்து கலர் மேனுஃபேக்சரிங் 10%. ஸோ டோட்டல் அவுட் ஆஃப் 30 major companies will be selected from the dyeing industry. So இந்த ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ண கம்பெனிஸ்க்கு we have customized question set of around 30-40 questions பண்ணிருக்கோம். ஸோ அந்த கொஷின்ஸ் வந்து we will be evaluating with them, we will be working with them to identify the opportunities. ஸோ இந்த ப்ரோக்ராம் பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் there will be training programs. அதே மாதிரி we will be doing a water audit in your facility. We will also give you a brief report on opportunities and best manufacturing practices. And இது மட்டும் இல்லாமல் we will also engage you with the right vendor, because எல்லா இனிஷியேட்டிவ்லையும் மிஸ்ஸிங் பாயிண்ட் என்ன அப்படின்னு சொல்லி பார்த்தீங்கன்னாக்கா ஒரு கன்சல்டன்ட் டீம் வருவாங்க, இல்லை ஒரு எக்ஸ்பர்ட் வருவார், you will do an audit at your facility. At the end of the day, he will give you the report, he will go. ஸோ உங்களுக்கு அந்த ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டிஸுக்கு என்ன வெண்டார் நமக்கு வேணும், வெதர் அந்த வெண்டார் இஸ் ரிலேபிளாக இல்லையா, என்னென்ன மாதிரியான கேஸ் ஸ்டடிஸ் நமக்கு கிடைக்குங்கிறது நம்மளால் வேலிடேட் பண்ண முடியாது. எண்ட் ஆஃப் த டே இம்ப்ளிமெண்டேஷன் சக்ஸஸ் ஆகுது. ஸோ நாங்கள் பண்ணக்கூடிய எல்லா ப்ரோக்ராம்லையும் இந்த ஒரு பர்டிகுலர் இதை வந்து நாங்கள் காம்பனண்ட் ஆட் பண்ணிடுறோம். ஸோ வி வில் என்கேஜ் த ரைட் வெண்டார் ஃபார் யூ ஸோ தட் implementation will happen naturally. Also, we will also help you to implement the entire initiative, whatever the opportunity you identified. In the last time, out of 72 companies, we are supporting 30 companies till now. Even project on the last February, March, April, we are extending our support to all the 30 companies. Any queries or issues? So I think
how will this benefit our industry?
please come in.
How will this benefit our industry?
Okay. So first of all, the entire exercise is free of cost for you. So you are not going to pay anything. The earlier intervention, the companies have paid only around 30,000 or something. So whereas in the initiative, it's completely free of cost. You don't have to pay anything. That is the one point. Second thing, we are bringing in experts from CII. So where they will audit your facility and they will identify opportunities where you can save water. It could be on the process side or it could be on the utility side. So benefit of it, மூணாவது aspect of it, this initiative will also help you to set up a benchmark for your process. So the major
I would like to answer this question. What is the benefit out of this, taking this implementation? The other way around, we don't do it, company will not exist in coming years. Now, it's an opportunity. Tomorrow it will become a legal requirement or a requirement from a customer. Either you do it or you get forced to it, or you exist or you exist. But either you have to do it or you have to get out. So you have seen how the industries have evolved and taken changes in multiple years. There were issues of social compliances like 15-20 years back. The social compliance issues has totally come down. Now environment has taken a step. So what is the benefit? If you want to be in the race, you have to do it. That's the only benefit. Sustainable angle, for sure. Whether it is green co, CII, whether it's from GRI, or whether it's from ISO, or it's from Big Index, what may so. Implementing sustainable systems in factories of government has become need of the
Mohan is one of our resource persons in the project. Also, he is also mentoring various companies.
What are the results you are expecting to see in Tiruppur? Based on this, what are the results you are expecting to see?
Yes, perfect. So, main நாங்க expect பண்றதுன்னா மூணு விதமா பண்ணலாம். ஒன்று வந்து what is the present water consumption for the manufacturing of product. ரெண்டாவது we can also set up targets to reduce the consumption. There will be a best factory which would be doing best, and we do have worst factories. We can also help the companies to elevate their identify the opportunities that they can conserve. And the third thing, it will also help them as a business case.
One is, I think we'll obviously work at your facilities talking to the team specifically and tailoring the initiatives accordingly. But I think one component which is more important is getting the ideas or best practices from across the country when it comes to water management in different other industries, which could be the best, and seeing how we can cross-fertilize the ideas of maybe what's happening at, say, an engineering company. If we can bring that to the input in the textile unit, with our vast resources that we have, the work that we have done primarily in the past with all of the units, that will be, I think, the major value addition that we are also looking at when interacting with the industry.
The water footprint per garment will reduce. That's the result. So bringing in vendors, implementing systems are tools and systems. The result is the water footprint per garment will come.
Overall, it's about getting a positive recognition from your player. In the out of my own intervention, national present CH and also industry. When they talk about sustainability, the player in align with green parameters, we ask them to present their business case, corporate profile. Presentation in align with green color, so you wouldn't believe the buyer gave a standing ovation for the presentation delivered by the company. And then now, the merchandisers are the marketing VP of the company, he is being communicated by the country level managers. And now he is having a direct contact with the founders of the company. So, meaning in I introduce we are not yet told, we have not yet tried to tell our stories. That's the problem. Our story, the real, whatever we have built so far, that's the bold. But there is a standard thing. Okay, the moment you talk about sustainable development goal, SDG, people will immediately recognize and appreciate your efforts. So that's what it's one of the initiatives. We are going to talk about one such a goal where my water footprint is this much and I'm going to reduce to this much.
Share some success story.
Okay.
So that will be a motivation for us.
Yeah.
Maybe
it's fine. So what I do, okay, fine. So what we do, we do have some exclusive program where we can probably share you case studies. Because we did that exercise in 15 days back. We conducted a session where we shared case studies of earlier intervention, whatever we have done so far.
Talks about WWF water stewardship.
Okay, that's fine. Sakit, could you share something what you have done in Congo?
Yeah,
Please.
So WWF as an organization, we are not necessarily manufacturing and process experts. It's people like CI and BRNC who we have been working with. But just to give you an example, we are working not just in India, everywhere in the world where manufacturing happens on water issues. And we have been working in China, for example, in Yangtze River Basin. We have been working in Vietnam quite recently. We started working in Vietnam. We have been working with a lot of SMEs in Lahore city in Pakistan. We have also done work in Turkey, in one of the river basins where there is also a lot of textile industry. So if I have to just give you one example, we are working in Turkey, for example, and we did implementation in about 10 to 15 industries on similar clean technology, water management practices. And what we have been able to show through this intervention is when you invest in these kind of practices, you get returns in 1 or 2 years. So you recover your investments in 1 or 2 years in terms of savings, in terms of water, chemical, energy usage and all of that. And what we have done for Turkey, there's a cluster near Denizli in Turkey, where what we have done is now we have converted it to a cluster level transformation project, which we have turned into a bankable project. That means the investment will happen at a cluster level, and the returns that would come back from whatever the technology implementation is happening will pay for itself. So big impact investors like World Bank and IFC are looking to fund this project now. So what is happening is you're getting money cheaper than you would otherwise. So it's attracting investment into the cluster. And we were able to show the business case saying that if you invest this much, you're getting this much return by doing clean technology work. And I can share those numbers with you. Even in Kanpur, when we were working on the leather industry, we were able to show almost 30% reduction in energy efficiency without even working on energy efficiency, just by working on water and chemicals. And we also found that return on investment was 1 to 1.5 years for the intervention that we managed. But because Kanpur industry has been, I don't know if you know about it, has been shutting down for a while because of NGT intervention, we were not able to take it forward to the next level of implementation where we want to transform the entire cluster. But in Turkey, we have been able to do that. We have been able to look at getting impact investment for the entire cluster to transform into a sustainable and more, cleanly managed cluster. And in Tiruppur basin in China, in fact, we are already seeing the water quality improvement in the wetland or lake which exists next to these industrial parks where we have been working. Improvement in water quality doesn't only mean that environment is safe, but it's also the people whose health is affected, the groundwater is affected, which affects everyone, not just the wildlife, but also to people and the industries in that area. So in Tiruppur, we have already been able to show improvement in water quality. And similar has been experienced in Pakistan. I mean, I don't think for cleaner technology there needs to be a more business case. The Raman's presentation on energy efficiency and numbers he also produced today clearly shows that there is return on investment. So I can give you numbers if you want. It's there on my laptop. I don't want to get into the details of numbers. But wherever we have worked, the clean technology actually gives you good return on investment. And if PVH, you guys want to talk about some of your experiences?
No, I would just want to echo what Samkat was saying. So we also have similar visions to the Tiruppur Exporters Association we want to grow our business as well. We're committed to growing our business in a way that we reduce our negative impacts to the environment, right? And we're committed to doing that for our own operating facilities that PVH is responsible for, but also with partnering with suppliers so we can address these issues in our supply chain. These issues like water management, chemical management, energy consumption, they're all very complex issues. And so the only way that we can solve these is if we all work together because there's many stakeholders involved. I mean, just looking at Sanket's presentation about this region, it's a key sourcing region for PVH. It's very complex, and we can only solve this by all kind of collaborating and working together. And so my only ask as a representative for PVH is your openness and willingness to participate with us. We're working to make sure that this is cost neutral and that you get funding so that the business case is really cut and dry for everyone. Is there something else you want?
No, I mean, you guys kind of covered everything, but I mean, just to answer your point, I mean, right now you say, there's no probably a very near time incentive you see, doing it, but I think I probably agree with Sir's comment, I mean, this is the imperative thing to do business for tomorrow, right? You're not talking about today or 6 months down the line or 1 year down the line, your business may not get impacted. But if you look at 5-year timeline, your business could get vanished, if you are not getting into it. Just sort of different note, I would say, we all read a newspaper or the international media that the Cape Town went dry, right? So there's no water in the entire thing, and they are finding it so difficult, and so think of it, the situation, and then they talk about, I'm from Bangalore, so I'm equally concerned because they say, India could be, Bangalore could be the first city in India which could go to similar situation where there's no water. Currently it's a summer situation, and most of the people in Bangalore, they depend on the tankers because in Bangalore, like municipality is not able to, the government body is unable to supply water to everybody. So they get a tanker from the nearby 100, 200, 300 kilometers now as the demand increases and then there's no supply. And charges are like, whatever, you are at their mercy, whatever they charge. Now, when it comes to water, this situation, this is for the public use. when it's in terms of priority, it's always first of the use for the people, and then it comes to the agriculture and then industry, right? So think of it, if your industry or business is depend on the water, tomorrow you might face that situation, if not today, 3 years, 5 years down the line. So how can, through these initiatives, you make yourself water self-sufficient or, increase your efficiency, go to the level where you probably ahead of anybody else. And then again, I would draw a parallel example of Bangladesh, not in terms of water or environment, but we all know that the Rana Plaza incident where the factory collapsed, and after that, every factory is forced to work and improve on there because the international agencies who are formed by the brands, they are behind them. Today, you see some of the facilities, they are world class. They can compete with any facility in the world, be it in Vietnam or China or India or Sri Lanka or anywhere else, right? So for them, getting business is not a question. Like every other brand want to work with those factories who have upgraded themselves to that world class standard. There, some are always lagging behind. They consider these things as a burden, and they are still struggling. And brands are, exiting. They are removing the business with these factories. So it's like, how you see yourself. You want to become, a front runner and try and implement these initiatives. And then therefore, you also get brand support and other support, make yourself cost neutral at some point in time. Or else you just wait for everybody else to kind of be forced upon these things and then start working on it. So it's kind of a choice.
So I just wanted to add something. So when we say water audits in this particular project, it's not just change this, change to this technology or change this process. It's not really like that. So what we are going to do in this water audits is we basically come to your shop floor, your industry, we analyze all your processes, we understand how your water consumption is in each and every particular process. Though you might all be working in a similar kind of environment, but each and every industry is again different when it comes to consumption. So when we study these processes in detail, so that time not only water, it also becomes your processes, how you're following it, and it comes to all your utilities, energy, chemicals, and all that. So when we give implementations and proposals in this particular water audit, so it will be related to your energy and chemicals also. So once you start implementing these, then it will also turn out to be energy conservation and chemical saving and material saving, and also productivity improvement. So everything is actually covered. And one more thing is when usually industries, Indians do that. Like when we talk about water, we don't really consider as a costly commodity or something. But so when it comes to industries, so there is a hidden cost. So for pumping, for water treatment, especially in your case, because you are actually treating that water and reusing that water. So and then you have multi-stage evaporators also, which use lots and lots of energy for it. So when we say water conservation, it's actually going to reduce your effluent generation. So and also we are also thinking about talking about internal recycling. So without sending it into the treatment, how can you reuse within your process? So we're also going to look into that particular aspects. So overall, we are talking about energy saving, material saving, productivity improvement, and all these aspects within water. So these are all hidden benefits, but as such, on the name it says water stewardship, but all these are also included in this.
Just to back up quickly, in Kanpur when we work, most of the savings because of our work was actually reduction in cost of water treatment. Because if you improve your processes, fine tune them, reduce the chemical consumption at source itself, you need to treat less at the end of the pipe. And treatment costs, especially fuel liquid discharge, can be very, very high. So there probably you make massive savings if you fine tune the processes.
you elaborate on internal recycling?
So when I'm talking about internal recycling, like you have in the textile process, you have 13-14 parts which are prepared for one particular. I'm talking specifically about dyeing industry. So there are 13-14 part preparations. So what we are looking at is whether it, like all this water which is drained, it goes directly into the CETP or internal ETP if you have. So what we are thinking is there any possibility to reuse that water? So whichever is drained. For example, if you are using, sorry, going into the details. If you are doing a lighter dyed fabrics like white color or something, so in that case, if you have 2 rinses or 3 rinses after dyeing, so the color is only there in that water and there is no chemicals also present when it goes to the second rinse. So whether that water can be used in the dyeing itself in the first, so can it be added as a top-up water? So all this we are thinking, and also we are thinking if you are doing single color, so whatever is the dyeing, the tray, so whether it can be used as a top-up again, so then the chemical also will be reduced. So all these things we are looking into, and also bleaching. So there are several stages in the dyeing process where the water could be reused if there is not much of a chemical and conductivity parameters as such. So all these things will be going in detail within this project, and also we are looking into some other clusters as well where they have been implemented. It's not a new thing in this dyeing industry. There have been industries which have been implementing this. So we'll visit such industries, and if possible, we'll ask them to come here for the training workshops and all, and they will present themselves. So all these things will.
So I have a question. So you are covering only 30 units for this particular project, right? But you have almost 400 dyeing units and 500 printing units in the cluster. So you're hardly touching upon less than 10%, 5% of the dyeing units. So is there any plan to scale up this project?
Yeah, I mean, somebody would be a better person to say this, but it's actually phase. It's a pilot phase. It's a phase 1 of the project. So this is just a pilot to understand the gaps and what is the potential. So once that's understood, then it's going to be scaled up.
So we don't want to promise too much, but as I said, what we try to do in Kanpur and what we have done in Turkey is once we have a very clear business case for implementation of this technology, we'll be creating a cluster level project out of it and see if we can get it funded through external agencies. So that's what our eventual vision would be, because you won't see the changes in the river water quantity or quality if this 30 units change the practices, right? There are 400 units as you said. If all of us transform, then we'll see something. Plus we need to do forest restoration, plus we need to do wetland management and all of this. But without promising anything, I want to say that of course that is the vision that we want to work towards. But we'll see once we get the results of these pilots how we reach the next level.
So all the 30 units are the dyeing units?
Around
Okay.
close to 1 to 16 companies or 18 companies, 18 company வந்து டையிங் லைன் எடுத்துக்கலாம். So balance ஒரு 100 வந்து will be taking from other just to understand how the water prevailing now. So maybe the 18 ங்கிறது 20 கூட போகலாம், because we have Mr. Gopati from Noyyal Association. So today we had a discussion with him, so where we are getting a tremendous response from them. So we can work on it. We can reduce the number of garment factories. Instead of 4 or 5, we can remix to 1 or 2. We can maximize the dyeing. Not a big deal.
So is there any commitment that you are trying to buy in from the individual associations? There is dyeing units, there is a dyers association, there is a printers association. So is there any commitment from these associations that there is, like you had the self-commitment on your green co, right? So is there any existing commit from these associations that these are the initiatives that the association members will take within these units?
Okay, so in fact, I have have mentioned about the MOU. That itself a great commitment. Because that was a visionary thing which we have taken. Commitment not, as far as the project concerned, we are not stressing too much on the association. Target company association so what we are doing, we are circulating about the project to all the stakeholders. This is what we have done for the earlier intervention also. So we have circulated to all the stakeholders. Whoever interested, it's a voluntary thing. It's voluntary thing, and in fact, whoever got benefited out of the initiative. The earlier initiative benefited, they are saying, sir, in the program we wanted to continue your support. So there is something different. So association we are now working with Tiruppur Exporter Association and Dyers Association for this project particularly. And we are also planning to work with the printing. And printing consumes significant water usage. So we are also trying to reach them out soon. So we'll be getting some enrollment through association.
What happens is such enrollments, voluntary enrollments, usually doesn't make a huge impact.
Okay.
It's what we have seen in the past. It hardly touches upon the surface of the real issue because the issue is such that it's so large scale that there should be bigger industry bodies that should start to make certain commitments. It should be forced upon if that language doesn't because the scale at which the impact should be made should not be very voluntary and should not be municipal, but it should be such a large scale that you are trying to reverse an impact, a damage that has already been made. So there should be some commitments that should be brought about rather than voluntary enrollments.
Certainly. I think, in fact, one of the initiatives we are taking up for the past 1.5 years, it's all driving us towards one single direction. That is helping the stakeholders of the industries to work towards sustainability. So, on the path of the programs we are helping them to the common goal. And as a matter of fact, it takes time. We are just working on it, and as Akshay mentioned, sooner or later, in 3-4 months' time, we will be creating a common green code. So far, none of the associations have tried it. So, in cooperation with CIM, T is going to do that. Where common green code will be developed, and the commitment will be, asked from the industries, and that will drive them towards the performance. That's what it's going to be.
Sometimes the company is doing great work, but within the company there are other departments or employees who do not work. So even certain extent it affects that work our division does. It's not like everybody knows, it's a function. But then there's how do you communicate that's important. Because once it is reaching out, and then you need not go behind people or people who come behind and say, okay, this is what I want to do, or how can I participate, or
Any other feedback, sir? Something from KG.
Welcome to all. We are from KG Fabrics, Karandarai. We have started a green co rating from the last 6 months. Last 29th and 30, we have completed a final assessment. We got Green Co Gold rating in India. First company to get the Green Co Gold rating in textile sector. And also we got National Water Award from the Government of India in February 2019. How we achieved this? we worked for the last 7 years. What I am going to say, we are using only 7 liters per kg of fabric manufacturing. In a typical industry, they are using 53 to 60 liters. How we achieved from the last 7 years, we have worked towards water reducing. We have done every department. 26 innovations in water reducing, we have completed 26 innovations. At the same time, energy efficiency, after Greenco, we got around 32 innovations we have done. In that, 18 we have completed. In a cost basis, around 1.2 crore per annum we have saved, but identified 2.38 crore we have identified in energy efficiency. In Greenco rating system, first energy efficiency, and 17% we have reduced. After that, renewable energy, up to date, we are using 40% of renewable energy. That is, this per month, 10 lakh units we are consuming. And from 4 lakh, we are using renewable energy through solar, wind, and rooftop solar, on-site and off-site. That we are going towards real sustainability. That what we are using energy become green, the company will become green. That we are making energy efficient, renewable energy, and the material conservation. What is produced in the, what we send out on the waste, we are using recycling and reusing. The incoming packing material used in outgoing, and some of the things, waste generated in the company, where can we use as a raw material? That from the raw material we are waste we are generating gloves. That is purely 100% sustainable product. Only from the waste only we are manufacturing that waste, that gloves. And the finished fabric, finished fabric waste, we are manufacturing lot of aprons and gloves, like that we are producing. After that, green supply chain, the 10 topics in the Greenco rating: energy efficiency, renewable energy, material conservation, green supply chain, green infrastructure, and GHG, greenhouse gas emission reduction, and LCA and product ownership, chemical management. The LCA, what we have done, only through Greenco only we have done the LCA. And greenhouse gas reduction, about 23% of the greenhouse gas reduction we have done. That really moved towards the sustainability. And the water consumption, what we have reduced, normally in Tiruppur city, we can 11 lakh to 12 lakh people approximately living in the city. From the typical industry to our manufacturing industry, we calculate 3 liters per person per day consuming drinking water. We have served 100 KLD per day. That will serve like a Tiruppur city for 3 days drinking water. It's a very real good achievement what we have done in industry. That's why we got National Water Award from the Government of India. Also, our journey is not ended. Still, we are going to move further. Another 50% of chances in our industry, there is a lot of opportunity to save water. We are moving towards. That is, we have the small projects that we have formed a team to reduce, how to reuse the water, how to. First, we started one project zero water to EDP that we started. First of all, we start to say like that, it is impossible thing, all we know, but every department, one department we have completed that goal. Dyeing department we have completed 85% of the water going to EDP was stopped. That we have reused. First we have studied the water parameter in every stage of going to the EDP. Where can be used? One that we have done a lot of achievement in that in the dyeing department. Madam says that the water is not a very big commodity, but we are getting the water for only just 40 rupees per KL. But if it is becomes a wastewater went to the EDP, we are spending 250 to 260 liters to 260 rupees per KL. That's we are saving monthly 15 to 16 lakhs per month we are saving. How we are conserving in the water at the manufacturing industry, that means in manufacturing side, we are saving the treatment cost that we have achieved. Lot of the things we have set the targets in each and every stage. We are getting the targets, benchmarks through Greenco only we got. Also through the Greenco, what we have knowledge sharing. What is the industrial benchmark? What is the sector benchmark? We are able to get all over the India. They are sharing the benchmarks to water, energy, GHG, LCA. All are shared by them. It is very really interesting that we are going towards reduction of GHG and the energy, water. It is a very good interesting journey. Thank you.
Thank you. I request Mr. Bhupati to share some things.
Now this project is aiming to conserve energy, water and good practices in the manufacturing sector. As of now, our Tiruppur dyeing cluster is already saving 10 crore liters, 100 ml per day by implementing zero liquid discharge system. But even then, this project is aiming to reduce the consumption in the dyeing industry. But it is possible to shift from the report given the Asian public. It is possible for the industry if they aim at the Greenco. So if every dyeing unit is aiming at reducing the water consumption, naturally this cost of effluent will come down and we can save precious water to a maximum level. Now, I want to tell you one more thing, that the recent new integrated textile policy of Tamil Nadu government, they have announced a subsidy for going energy audit and the water audit and all these things. They are also giving subsidy for investment in, after audit, if you are going for investment, they are going to give subsidy for investment also. So, after knowing all these things, we must aim at reducing the usage of water in the industry. Already they are going for latest technologies, they are sourcing latest machineries. Now in the common effluent treatment plant, we are now focusing on reducing the cost consumption of energy because it is accounting for roughly 50% of effluent treatment cost. So we are looking at sourcing many new technologies and already we are in the process of going to new technologies to eliminate evaporated section also. So, I would like to say that already informing this project, roughly 12 members have already shown interest and one CETP is also coming forward to work on this project. So I hope we will, after completing this pilot project, many of the dye units will come forward for energy audit and water audit, all these things. Already our association has taken up conducting training programs for these electricians, boiler operators, so as to conserve the energy. And we are starting advising our members to go for energy audit. It is also taking place. So I hope this program will help us to reduce the consumption of water in future. Thank you very much.
Any other inputs? இங்க பார்ட்டிசிபேட் பண்ணிருக்கிற கம்பெனியில் எத்தனை பேர் இந்த ப்ரோக்ராமில் இந்த வாட்டர் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஷிப் ப்ரோக்ராமில் ஜாயின் பண்ணுறதுக்கு இன்ட்ரெஸ்டாக இருக்குது? Raise your hands.
Sir, we will represent on spending and not dying. If possible, printing also. We have spending and not dying.
Because I think we probably have to
Sir,
write the
spending time
40.
and printing. Okay, sir. If you want more, we can add it.
I think it's similar to the registration, should we create an offline copy?
Yeah. So we have Ms. Kirtika. So program முடிஞ்சோன்னா just நீங்க அவங்களுக்கு உங்களுடைய கார்டு and details கொடுத்துருங்க so that she will note it down. We will be communicating you. So I request the past chairman say
Good evening, one and all. First of all, I like to tender my apology for being delayed by 10 minutes. So my opportunity of welcoming you all, I am getting it. Thank you. But I take this as a real point because I have more points to discuss because after this discussion I found a lot of potential. First of all, I want to thank all the participants because normally in Tiruppur and the neighbor industry it's very difficult to get the industries to be part of the meeting because they are quite busy in their day-to-day schedules. So first of all, I want to thank you all because we are always there, but you make the big difference, and I really thank all the participants first. And I have few points to come up. When we signed this agreement with the team, we have 10 Center of Excellence in the CA, and when I have a meeting in annual, regional and state council meetings, there all these Center of Excellence has been displayed, and they have explained what is the potential out of this. And Tiruppur is the first cluster to take up this, and we had already formed cluster development program. Already we made 3 cluster development program, which is very successful. Lean manufacturing clusters, for example, the first cluster had 13 members in it, and they had annual savings of 10 crore for the cluster, which was a great achievement. Basically, this is by putting best practices in the industry, from outside industry and also within the industry, because there are also here a lot of potential people, a lot of innovations already available within the industries, but which is not shared. We don't have the same platform to share. When they come into a cluster, the sharing is much better, and things we saw really, they are enthusiastic, and the final deliverability, industrial growth and competitiveness is quite high. So, second initiative, we signed the GBC agreement with the team. This is a great initiative. I was proud to say that I was the first to start with Akshay to do this, and I'm seeing this is growing in a much broader prospect. Really, I thank Akshay for approaching me for this particular initiative. As far as green core rating, as I said, Tiruppur industry is always very cooperative, and when we started the green core, in 6 months' time, we got 3 companies rated, 1 gold and 2 silvers. And I want to say SRG sitting here had one gold and one silver on their trial. And I expect the coming year to get into platinum and gold in processing. I want to congratulate KG getting into the gold platform. Really, again, it's a milestone. I'm happy that you have reduced the volume of water to conserve. I think that would be a lesson. But as I want to tell here, instead of more than what you get out of this program, here you will be able to evaluate where you are. And I am sure that this industry, thanks to zero liquid discharge, because there is a curse. We got into zero liquid discharge without knowing what is zero liquid discharge. It is an accident. But this accident is for good. Initially it was tougher, of course, but today I can say proudly because I travel across and I am working quite more in the industry. And I find the Tiruppur industries are the industries within Tamil Nadu, for the sake, have much better efficiency than across the world. Because even in Europe, the water consumption per kg of fabric is around 80 liters. Because the cost of water is higher, but they don't have the necessity of zero liquid discharge. Now, zero liquid discharge is a big cost. And when they know there is a big cost, then immediately they find the innovative methodologies. Of course, there is really a lot of potential to identify where we can save, furthermore, as recycling of water from the last proper process, where practically it is a clean water before it is discharged. So this water can be reused again, so that the water consumption can be reduced in all the industries. But nevertheless, what I want to say is, this is going to display the position what Tiruppur and the surrounding industry, which we are already in a much commendable position. Really, I seriously say, by end of this particular assessment, you will understand that Tiruppur and the industry around is already in a very much better position. Of course, still there is some scope and people are quite interested to do it because every liter is costing them a lot. So they will be quite interested. So this is the right place to implement this kind of program, and this program will have much better impact than any other area. Of course, Kanpur, where I am also working, but I know they don't know what to speak about. They don't know because they don't have hard lessons. Here you have hard lessons. Just they started with NGT, now I think they are down there. As far as second point of view, you said that a lot of programs you are doing with SUV and other. We in Tiruppur industry have done a lot of jobs, which is not been well presented or as Raman was used to telling, we don't have any documents or we don't project ourselves. Tiruppur is the industry where we produce clean energy more than 40%. We have highest power generation through windmill and solar, which is surplus by 40%. So this is the one industry cluster where we have such a credible position as far as green energy is concerned. Second, pond restoration. Actually, we already made 4 bigger ponds restoration. Not only restoring, but we have also made a lot of plantation so that all the whole ecosystem is there. If you have an opportunity, please pay a visit with us. So we are happy to showcase that. Which is of course, the inspiration came from Muslim, but we surpassed what they were. And we have already planted more than 5 lakh saplings across Tiruppur. So we have a program, Untitled Chapter. This is again motivated by the industrial team. So we are making Tiruppur to be a forest. And we already have made 5 lakh saplings, and not only planting, we are nourishing it. We have a separate system, everyday watering of the forest plantation, and we ensure that these plants are becoming trees. So this is also something which I think you have to take note, and definitely probably you will appreciate our efforts. As per Mr. Sampath, he said you have to have more representation. I have some idea. In Tiruppur we have 18 common effluent treatment plants. I request CEI to take one member from each CDP, which will be, as you said, you have to more than, so we cannot do for everyone. We cannot make this program for 400 companies or 600 companies. If you take these companies, you are already covering 300 companies. So when one company is doing it, every time, every weekend or every month, we can have a review meeting within the CDP meetings, because we always have a common effort board meetings where all members come in, so that we can say, show one of the achievements or wherever we made a big difference, which can be displayed, of course, and immediately they will take, because the industry is already looking for some opportunity to save, and definitely this would be a greater opportunity. Thanks for that suggestion. And now I want to thank the CA team, colleagues, and mainly Tiruppur Textile Association for giving this platform to link such programs, and thank you for all the members of this team for having a lot of insight about this program and the mission. Congratulations and wishes to CA team to achieve a great result out of this program. Thank you very much.